I'm smiling through the pain at this point because I am so nervous. Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We got a very special video planned today because there's a hurricane about to hit Tampa and I'm distracting myself. So I was thinking of doing a 24-hour reading vlog of just whatever I'm reading during this hurricane. I've downloaded so many options to my Kindle, and I also have a few physical books, like this one. But in an attempt to distract myself from all of the anxiety that I get from watching the news and seeing how bad the hurricane's gonna be, I have decided to just download a bunch of books to my Kindle and pretend that nothing else exists outside of this. So come along with me on that journey. I think we're gonna do a 24-hour reading vlog of just whatever I feel like reading in that time. Or if all the things I feel like reading kind of trend in the same direction, it'll be a themed one. But I think it's just gonna be like 24 hours of reading during a hurricane. Let's go. And so the way that I film the 24-hour reading vlogs is I pause it to eat, to sleep. Whenever I'm not reading, it's not like the timer's not counting down, okay? My body is not built to be reading for 24 hours. So I will just be reading whatever I feel like reading, just vibing, you know? And I'm gonna bring you on the journey with me. Initially, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna count like time reading, like, you know, a Kindle or a book. I don't know why I just did that. We'll move on from that though. But I was just gonna count like a Kindle or a physical book because I was like, well, I've been listening to audiobooks all week, all of this past week. And I've listened to like 7 audiobooks in the last week. So I wanted to switch it up, but then I'm sitting here doing chores and I'm like, this is boring. I need an audiobook. So I think we're gonna start the 24 hours as I prep the apartment. I need to clean out the fridge. I need to do a couple things, pack our bags, all those things. I'm going to be starting, it's called Buck Wild by Lauren Landish. It is the first in this series. It's on Everend. It's the first in the Bennett Boys Ranch. Shirtless cowboy on the front. Okay, where do I sign? The audiobook is 8 hours and 43 minutes, but I listened to it a little sped up. So hopefully it doesn't take up that much time. But if it does, so what? I am gonna start the 24-hour clock now while I clean out the fridge, while I get everything together. So yeah, let's just... Guys, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Like, I really struggle with anxiety, and I just feel like most of the time I'm like, well, I have no reason to be nervous. But now I'm like, I have every reason to be nervous, and it's like nervousness times a million. Yeah. That's the reason that I'm recording, like, while I'm prepping and stuff. Like, this is really a distraction. I feel like this is preventing me from actually stopping and thinking about everything, which is a good thing because I don't want to think about anything else. I just want to, like, yeah, okay. So we will be starting the 24-hour clock. Here we go. That was boring. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go listen and get everything done. I will check in with you later. So for some updates, I'm a little torn still on what I want to read. So I'm torn between Phantasma, which is a book club pick, and I posted on my story and was like, I need Kindle Unlimited Rex because I don't know what to read. And Marae, who recommended Quicksilver, was like, you should read Phantasma. That one's looking pretty good. And Whispers of You by Catherine Cowles was also recommended. I got 4 hours into that audiobook, and now I'm going to switch over to the Kindle. 20 hours, 57 minutes, roughly 21 hours left on the clock. It is currently 4:05 and we're supposed to start getting rain around 5. I'm gonna go take a shower, I'm gonna get all cozy, and I'm gonna get in bed. Well, I did bring, hold on, my Kindle holder with my page clicker because I gotta be comfortable while I'm reading. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Phantasma. I'm really leaning towards Phantasma, and then maybe Whispers of You as like a palate cleanser after. But Phantasma, I want something dark. I want romance, so I'm hoping that it delivers on the romance, but we'll see. So I gotta find a place to set this up. I'll go shower, and then I'll keep you updated. I'm smiling through the pain at this point because I am so nervous. I am like trying my very, very best to just be like, no, it's chill. I grew up in Florida. I'm stress sweating. Okay, so I will keep you updated on everything. Okay, bye. Could it go down just a little bit? Please? Hi friends. I am really struggling right now. It's like 8:30 on Tuesday and I just found out it's like a category 5 and supposed to go down to a 4 and I'm freaking out. Okay. So with all that being said, I started Phantasma and I have not been able to focus because I am like so nervous right now. So I'm hoping that some dino chicken nuggies will like fix all my problems. And then I'm just kind of here, you know, like I don't think it's supposed to like really hit till tomorrow at 2 p.m, which sucks because I won't be asleep during that time. So we'll see how everything goes. I'm just nervous and I wanted to update you guys. It is currently 12:22. I'm getting ready for bed and the storm keeps moving further and further south, which is making me feel better because I'm like, okay, well, maybe we won't get hit too hard. It started raining, but nothing crazy, no wind or anything, just some light rain. I'm about 11% into Phantasma. Is he a ghost? Because like, I'm not mad at it. I didn't know that going in, so I'm just curious because she said that she's like in this, what I thought was like an old cemetery, old cathedral, I think, which is now, come to find out, that's like Phantasma thing. Okay, right. But she said that she's like hearing this voice and then she feels tinglies, and I'm pretty sure she's feeling tinglies in her lady bits. And I said, oh, we're getting right to it. Okay. Which we weren't getting right to it, but it was definitely dropping the hints that this person's important. Also, this being set in New Orleans, so my dad grew up in New Orleans and we used to go visit my grandma who lived there like at least once a year. We would drive the 12 hours from my parents' house to my grandma's house in New Orleans. She now lives close to my parents, but yeah, so it's just like really cool to get to see like the New Orleans vibes of it all. I love it. I almost forgot to show you. So, okay, I have 19 hours and 57 minutes left on the clock, and I'm about to start chapter 7, 11% in. So the goal is to get a little bit more reading done tonight before I close my eyes, maybe like another chapter or 2, and then the majority of my reading will get done tomorrow. I have some updates for you. Number 1, we are no longer staying in this house. We are now going to my brother/sister-in-law's house. Future brother and sister-in-law's house. My fiance's brother and sister-in-law, but that's my sister-in-law. So going there, don't worry, making sure Kindle is charged. I'm also charging my laptop. I'm stressing out, guys. I'm really stressing out. We have everything we need. It's just like now it's 10:15 on Wednesday. It's supposed to like really pick up with the winds at 2. It keeps getting pushed back, and instead of going south, it is now coming back north. So I think we're gonna go to his house because I think we're just gonna be a little safer over there. But we'll definitely lose power there, whereas here the generator would just kick on. So now I have to be prepared to be without power for however long.
go.
Wow. Okay. A lot to catch you up on. So we ended up leaving my future in-laws place and going to my future brother and sister-in-law's place, and we stayed the night with them. They're so amazing for letting us stay there, but we stayed the night with them and like rode out the storm there. Didn't lose power until like 10:30, and then didn't have power as of right now, which is almost 24 hours later. They still don't have power, but we have power at our apartment. Wow, okay. I barely got any reading done. Guys, my anxiety levels through the roof. I'm surprised I didn't end up in an ER somewhere. But I am 30% into Phantasma, and honestly, I'm liking it. I'm not loving it. I'm liking it, but I also think I'm not able to like dedicate 100% of my attention to it because there's like so many things happening with the hurricane. You get what I'm saying? Between the reading that I was able to do, I still have 17 hours, 58 minutes, and 31 seconds. I am gonna get a little bit of reading done tonight. However, I already feel my eyelids getting a little heavy, so I know that I'm gonna just like hit the hay pretty soon. I'm gonna take a shower, and then I think it's gonna be a little bit of reading until my eyes close on their own. It's just been really stressful, and I feel like this video is gonna be like so boring for you. But I'm really trying my best here. Like, I'm really trying my best. I thought it would be fun to do a little like, ooh, hurricane reading, but like I didn't realize my anxiety was gonna be so bad because this is my first hurricane as like a grown-up, and I gotta make the decisions. No, I like to just, usually my mom takes care of it. Sometimes that's just what you need, and like just was not getting that this time because obviously like I don't live in the same, not obviously, in case you didn't know, I don't live in the same city as my mom, so I couldn't just be like, Mom, take care of it. It's hard being an adult. But my apartment never lost power, but of course we didn't know that because we weren't here. Next time we're just gonna stay here and ride out the storm and just fingers crossed, hope for the best. But I feel so bad for everybody that's been affected by this hurricane. It's been insane. I am deciding to DNF Buck Wild, which is the audiobook I was listening to, because the male main character's name is the same as my nephew, and then the female main character is the same as my niece. It just like, and hearing it, I don't like it. So DNFing that one, but it was fine. Like, it wasn't anything groundbreaking. Besides that, yeah. I hope you guys are having a great day. And let's get back to reading. Good morning. It's me again. I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is this hurricane brought in the fall weather. We have a low of 65 today. Woo, woo, woo. And I know you guys that live elsewhere are like, really? Yes, really. Yes, really. I am celebrating this. This is like the first time that we're getting like cold weather. It's gonna be in the 80s by noon, but I'm celebrating this for what it is. However, the bad news, there is yet another hurricane brewing that is going to hit Florida. Or let me not say that because I'm not a meteorologist. That could potentially hit Florida. So that's great. I don't know what we did to deserve this, and I don't know if I should continue living in Florida because this is ridiculous. But Phantasma. I've gotten to the ending of night 2 of Phantasma, and that last one made it like, okay, I am intrigued. But I do think that this is the first time that I'm like giving the book 110% of my attention instead of just like attention here and there. So because of that, I think the book's been good. It just hasn't gotten to the point where I don't understand the hype just yet. However, there's still potential to understand the hype. I only read for a little bit though. Let's see. I still have 17 hours and 6 minutes. I hope to get a lot of reading done today. I have about 6.5 hours left on Phantasma, and then I think I'm gonna switch over to a physical book. I haven't held a book in quite some time, and I'm just feeling like I miss a physical book. And I'm really trying to make my way through my physical TBR. I'm really trying, you guys. It's not going well. So we have power. I know a lot of people still don't have power. My best friend, it's her birthday today, and she doesn't have power, and she's staying with her grandparents, and they don't have power. So I was like, hello, come hang out with me. So I don't know if she's gonna come over today, but I'll keep you updated on that. The plan for today is I'm going to go and see if I can find something to eat, because we took all our perishables with us to the in-laws' house and then left them there, and they lost power. So I need to go grocery shopping too. I don't want to do that right now though. So instead of that, I'm gonna go look for, I've been wanting a matcha latte the last 3-4 days, and I think I've earned it. I do think I've earned it. So I have arrived at Chick-fil-A. The line goes around the building twice. The line goes around the building twice, you guys. Like, I've never ever seen this before. This is insane, but it's probably that this is one of the only restaurants that's actually open, and people are probably coming from like places that don't have power to here because they do have power. So I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna pick an audiobook actually. There's been ants all over my car because I left it parked at the apartment complex during the storm, and I think they decided to shelter in place in my car. So I waited in line for 40 minutes for this chicken biscuit. Was it worth it? Yes. I also got some hash browns, and now I'm sitting in the drive-thru for Starbucks, and I want to see how long that'll take. I started the Pumpkin Spice Cafe audiobook. I don't like the narrator, so I just immediately decided no, that's not happening. And it's not dual POV, it's third person, and I was like, that's gonna have to wait. So I switched over to this book by Kendall Ryan. It's a hockey series, and on Evren they have it as like 3 or 4 books in one big audiobook, and I think that's so, like, that one audiobook counts as, that whole set of 4 counts as one audiobook for your like credits in Everend, because yes, you can run out of credits on Everend if you listen to too many books by the same author or that are published by the same publisher. So let me figure out what the name is and I'll let you know. But I'm just gonna start listening to that because in the second book, and I think in the 4th book, Jacob Morgan is the narrator, and y'all know I got the biggest crush on Jacob Morgan. I waited in line at Starbucks for about 30 minutes. It wasn't terrible for how long the line was, and I decided to start listening. It's called The Rebel by Kendall Ryan. It's called The Rebel. It's the first one in the Looking to Score series. It's a hockey romance series. I'm needing hockey romance. I was supposed to go to the Lightning game this weekend, but they postponed it because of the hurricane. And I have tickets to the one on Tuesday. So I get to go see my favorite hockey team go play hockey. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited. If you couldn't tell, I'm feeling much better from the last couple days. The thing is, a lot of things are still closed. So that's why the lines are so long everywhere. And we have enough stuff here to we have lunch and dinner. So I'm not gonna go grocery shopping today, especially because the grocery stores, like, I'm sure haven't gotten like their new stuff yet. It's a mess here in Florida, and there's yet another hurricane brewing. So if you live somewhere that's not Florida, recommend your city in the comments, because y'all, this isn't it. It's just not it. The 3rd hurricane, like, in 3 weeks. I've never heard of anything like this before. This is insane. I'm gonna read, I think I'm just gonna go back to Phantasma. The audiobook sounds like it's gonna be good. Like, I'm liking where the plot is going, but I kind of was starting to really like Phantasma, so I want to get back into that. And I don't really have anything to do, so I would just be staring at the wall or cross-stitching while I do the audiobook, and I don't feel like cross-stitching right now. So let's get to reading. I left my Kindle holder at my in-laws' house, so we're just gonna have to rough it and hold the Kindle with our hands today. You know, The struggle's real. I feel like I'm on the struggle bus. Honestly, I love my Kindle holder, but it puts me to sleep. It is so easy to fall asleep when I'm reading. I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm missing a little bit of like the build up between the male and female main characters. Only because I feel like the first time she sees him, she feels him in the same like space as her. She's like, oh, and other parts were tingling. I'm like, okay, you don't know this, you can't even see him. I don't know, something about it just like feels, it's like very insta lusty, but okay, like I just work here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. 38%, I get it. I'm starting to see it. Honestly, I was seeing it earlier. It's just like I was so stressed out with the hurricane that I wasn't giving it my attention. Who did that to you? I love it. I love it. So now I'm taking a little pause to update my list of tropes. So when I'm reading a book, I have like a list of all my, like mentally a list of all of my Goodreads shelves. And so if something happens that would make it go on one of my Goodreads shelves, now I have to pause reading the book to update the note on my phone. So I am now putting it on the Who Did This to You shelf. But so far this is on the fantasy shelf, the mental health shelf, He Takes Care of Her, and Who Did This to You. I just feel all like cozy and I'm just feeling like really happy right now and I just want to take a nap. I'm just feeling like, you know? But yeah, I'm just feeling so much better, you guys. It was so stressful to have to deal with the 2 back-to-back storms. And this coming week, I'm going to be prepping for the new job. So it feels like a lot happening. But I think that storm that was brewing kind of dissipated. So shouldn't be getting hit with a 3rd hurricane, which is nice. Is it too much to ask for to not be hit by a 3rd hurricane in 3 weeks? It is me once again. Hi. I feel like I've been so bad where like I feel like we're just dealing with so many other things that I don't have enough time to like sit and focus and read, because by the time I sit down to focus and read, my eyes are closing. I still have 13 hours and 9 minutes on the timer. I'm trying my best. I am about to leave and go shopping for some like normal people adult clothes to wear to work. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna of course go and get a little matcha latte first because I'm not an animal. So I'm gonna go do that. And I think I'm gonna listen to my audiobook in the car. I'm listening to The Rebel, and then I'm about 75% into Phantasma. I'm enjoying it. It feels a little insta-lusty, but I guess we're all just gonna ignore that and move on. All right, 13 hours and 5 minutes left. I have my AirPods in. I ended up going and picking up Brooke. So now I'm going to get the bed ready for her while she takes a shower. Then I don't want her to hear me. I'm gonna write her birthday card and then put her little birthday gift on the bed. So I'm gonna continue listening to an audiobook while I do that, which is The Rebel by Kendall Ryan. And I don't think it's hockey romance. I think I said earlier that it was. I don't think it is. We'll see. think the last couple of days have just been so hectic that my brain is like struggling to catch up. You don't care about that part. I'll tell you what I read though. So finished Phantasma yesterday, and originally I was like, oh, 5 stars for sure, but it took me a while to get into, and there were some things that happened at the end that I was like, why? So I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, which I think is still pretty fantabulous. I would definitely recommend it, and I'm so excited to talk about it with my in-person book club. And then I moved on to my next book club pick, which is Frost by C.N. Crawford, and I'm already like very excited about it, like just from the first couple chapters. I think I'm only 70 pages in. Yeah, I mean, like this competition to be the wife of the Fae King, and he's like basically picking her because he has no feelings for her, nor does he see himself ever having any feelings for her. And there's like this curse that he has on like the person that he falls in love with. Like the curse that he has that affects only the person he falls in love with, and so of course he's gonna fall in love. So I'm excited to see how that plays out, in the sense like, how are we gonna get around this, because we're gonna have to. I have updates for you. First of all, if you wake up and you're just like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, listen to some Chappell Roan and that'll get you fired up. And then it's like, yeah, I'll get out of bed. That's how I felt this morning. I've never listened to Chappell Roan like outside of like sounds on Instagram and TikTok and shorts and stuff. So I like listened to the full song and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Okay. So I'm about almost 60% into Frost. I have 2 hours and 15 minutes left according to this, which, by the way, I'm not in love with this book, only because it's like a lot of stuff feels really random unless I'm just like not paying attention, but a lot of stuff feels like really random and I'm just like, how did we get here and why is this thrown in there? And I'm just not loving it. Okay, this is my book club book, so I have 2 hours and change left in that. I have 7 hours and 2 minutes 32 seconds left on the timer. And then also yesterday, so on Sundays, my fiance and I try to put our phones away, like do not touch them the whole day. And so I only did a little bit of like keeping track of what I was reading in the morning, and then in the afternoon I switched over to My Roommate is a Vampire, which is really cute. I'm really enjoying it. I'm 5 chapters in, which is about 84 pages. Oh, it got a little banged up, but I am really enjoying this. I did not count this as part of my timer. However, when I woke up to read this morning, apparently I did not turn off the timer when I was like getting ready and doing other things. So I feel like it's close to canceling each other out, but I will finish this today, I think. And then I'm going to read this because this is what I really want to read. I love the physical book. Like I love having a physical book again. I really need to fall back in love with my physical books because I got quite a few to get through. I just think this is really cute. Like I love that, like the little notes that they're leaving each other, and it's just seeming very sweet and wholesome, but also like has the potential to be like spicy later on. I'm excited. Like this is really, really cute. This is what I wanted for this time of year. This was the book club pick. And I think we picked it because it was only a duology and we didn't want to commit to like a really long series. Honestly, I'd rather commit to a longer series if it means the books are better. So sorry. But this one, it's not giving what I needed to give. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe our next book club pick could be One Dark Window, because that's a completed duology that I've heard is really good. And my friend Brooke just let me borrow her copies of it. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, I'm gonna go make myself some pancakes because my tummy is grumbling. I finished Frost. Now, what would I rate it out of 5, you're asking? I would love to tell you. However, I'm kind of stuck in between a 3 and a 4, so it'll probably end up being a 3.5, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to mark it as on Goodreads. Because the majority of the book, I was like, this magic system makes no sense. This world makes no sense. These characters are just kind of meh. Like, I don't feel super attached to the male main character. I don't feel super attached to the female main character. I feel more attached to, like, her best friend in this book than I do to her. And I don't even feel attached to the best friend. So I'd probably say this is going to be a 3 on Goodreads with like a 3.5 out of 5. It left off in a way that I'm like, I kind of want to know what happens. But honestly, if I never find out, I'd be okay. So whenever we talk about it at book club, I'm going to see what everybody else thinks, and we might just end up picking the second book as our November book club pick. And if that's the case, then I'll definitely read book 2. If not, I will not be completing the series. But the good thing is it's a duology. I was expecting more of like the Bachelor type vibes, and it was like kind of sprinkled in, but not like, that wasn't the main focus. I feel like it was more dropping hints that I picked up on initially, but like dropping hints of what's like huge reveal at the end. I think that's more what was happening here. So if you didn't pick up on those little nuggets as you read it, I'm sure the ending was like, oh my gosh. But I picked up on it immediately, and I was like, I see where this is going. And it might just be because I've read so many other fantasy romances, but like, it was okay. And tomorrow I'm going to a hockey game, the season opener. Ugh, I'm so excited. But yes, I will keep you updated on My Roommate's a Vampire. I would like to like get a good chunk of that book read today, but it's currently like 2:30. I'll probably be back home around 4 o'clock. We'll see. We'll see. I just got back and I had like 2 things I needed to say. One, I stopped and I got Cold Stone for my fiance because I love him. But yeah, I got him Cold Stone because I love him, and he really likes Cold Stone, and I was right next to it, and I was like, I'll get him some Cold Stone. And I won't subject him to eating the lactose-free ice cream that I bought for myself. But for any of my lactose intolerant friends, Lactaid actually makes ice cream that tastes pretty close to regular ice cream, if you ask me. Like, I don't see the difference. I have only had the cookies and cream one, so do with that information what you will. But so yeah, I got him some Cold Stone, and then I completely forgot that I was listening to The Rebel by Kendall Ryan. Hello, why did nobody remind me? So I listened to that for a little bit in the car, and I'm really liking the direction it's going in. It's almost giving like more hockey romance than when it's an actual hockey romance where like the guy is a hockey player. Like, she's the owner of a hockey team and he's her head of security, so bodyguard romance. But it's a lot of hockey in it so far, when I've read full on like marketed as hockey romance books, and there's no hockey in it. So I'm happy. I'm gonna go put this in the freezer. Good day. My 24 hours has come to an end, and you know what, in my head this was gonna be done over like 2 days, where it was like, okay, hurricane prep day, I'll read like 12 hours in that day, and then the actual day the hurricane hits, I'll read another 12 hours in that day. That's not how things went down, because it was a lot of moving around. It was a lot of feeling unsure of like where we're going, what we're doing. We ended up staying with family when really like we weren't going to. So when we weren't going to, I was like, okay, we can just do our own thing and like I'll read the whole time. But being around family, I'm like, obviously I'm gonna hang out with family and not sit and read by myself. So the fact that this has taken several days is just like, I'm gonna try to do better in the future. But let's see, I got about 150 pages into My Roommate is a Vampire, which is like, I'd say maybe 40%. I'm liking it so far. And then I'm 12 or so chapters into The Rebel by Kendall Ryan, which I'm enjoying, but I don't know how much is left in the book, because the audiobook I'm listening to is like all 4 books in the Looking to Score series by her. So it says that I have like 16 hours left in the entire series. I don't know where one ends and the next one begins. However, I'm enjoying it. I really like the female narrator for it. I like her voice, just soothes me, and I like her male voice. It doesn't sound like crazy, and sometimes, like, for a second I thought it was duet narration, and I was like, whoa, this is duet narration, and I rewound and I listened to it and I was like, oh, it's just her male voice, which is just done really well. The guy, I like his voice. I don't really like his female voice, but like, whatever. And I'm trying to decide what I want to read next on my Kindle. I'm like craving fantasy, but we'll see. We'll see. Just a little wrap up. DNF'd Buck Wild, started and finished Phantasma, which I really liked Phantasma, but the more I think about it, I have a lot of questions that I don't feel like were answered. It's like a 4.5, maybe even leaning closer to a 4, but I still really enjoyed it. So started and finished Phantasma, started and finished Frost by C.N. Crawford. Like, again, lots of questions, but lots of questions throughout the entire thing that I was like, that makes literally no sense. There were like elements thrown in there that I think had no business being thrown in there. And then started My Roommate is a Vampire, got about 40% in, and started The Rebel and got, I don't know, 11, 12 chapters in. I don't really know what percentage that is because it's on audio. Thank you so much for watching this video and for hanging out with me during the craziness that is this hurricane. I'm so happy that you made it and that we're officially best friends now because you made it to the end of the video. I don't make the rules. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.